What's up, guys? This is Chris again. Today I'm going to show you how to turn a shirt into a patch. Going to need a couple things: sewing scissors, an iron, something we call fragile material. Essentially, this is going to go onto the back of the shirt. We're going to cut a design out of the shirt, and then we're going to We're going to cut a design out of the shirt, then we're going to iron this material onto the shirt itself so that it has a little more body. You can get this on Amazon pretty cheaply. Any crafting store, I'm sure, will have it. Last but not least, we need the shirt with the design we're going to use. So I am going to be using this Mandalorian design. I already have a jacket picked out that I want to put the design onto. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on how I do that, and hope you have as much fun with it as I do. So to start, you're going to want to pattern out what it is you want to cut. For me, this is going to be really easy because I can just follow along the border here, probably cut just outside the line to give myself a little bit of leeway just in case I cut too far, but essentially just follow the border along here pretty simply. We'll get that cut out, and then I'll show you how to sew. We'll get that cut out, and then I'll show you how to iron on the next piece. So this is the jacket that I'm going to be sewing onto the back here. It's a jean jacket. And essentially all this free backspace that's where we want to put the patch. A little sloppy, but that's okay. See that? Now, as you can see, it's kind of light material, so I could sew this directly onto the jacket, but might be a little floppy, might be a little loose. So what we're going to do instead is use this backer. We're going to iron the back onto this so that there's a little more material to work with here. Also, just going to take this opportunity to clean up a couple of the edges where things may look a little sloppy. On the bottom is a little jagged. All right, so we have the patch. You can see here, soft side up, rough side down. Smooth it out once. Okay, so we got it all set. Like I said, there's extra material here. That's perfectly fine. I can cut this off. I just want to make sure everything attaches properly here. Got my iron. Got a wet cloth. We're going to drape the wet cloth over the shirt. You really want a damp cloth. You don't want it too wet. It's just to prevent scalding so that we don't burn the shirt or the material. And it's pretty simple from there. Just gonna apply some pressure. Hold it for about 10 or 15 seconds. And then we'll just slide up onto the next spot. And then we're just going to keep doing this over and over, about 15 seconds in each spot. And we'll take a look and see how everything comes out. Get over. Out. All right. Now remove the cloth. Careful, it's very hot. And let's see how the patch came out. So far, so good. Also notice, see how it sticks. It's beginning to stick to the underneath. That's okay, it's just an ironing board. But this is what I wanted to see. The shirt has binded to the backing material, so let's just slowly peel that off. And voila! One smooth, cleanly applied patch. Now I'm just going to go over once more in the corners just to hold it. Also notice there's a little bit of something going on here with the ironing board. That's okay. So now the patch is all ironed on, like I said, as you can see here. This honestly just gives it a little more material to work with, makes it easier to sew into, and just makes it an overall stronger piece. So now that I've checked the corners and they have reached my level of satisfaction here, everything's holding fairly well. Next is just cut off the excess, and then we will begin the sewing process. Now there's a little excess here. I'll trim off this excess, but just for now you have an idea what it looks like. And now you have your patch. So here's our patch. Like I said, I'm going to cut the excess off the sides here, but looking pretty good. Just want to show you an example of some of my other patches. This is a project I'm working on right now. is another patch I took from a shirt. You can see the sloppy work on the bottom. I begin to sew. Same exact means of making the patch. Thought this one was pretty cool looking. And all I did was begin to sew the corners. This is just a plain black hoodie. I thought this would look particularly good. My sewing is a little uneven, so I'm gonna have to go back and redo it, but I also have another jacket I've sewn multiple patches onto, but I made myself a back patch. This is another shirt that I cut out, made it to a patch. You can't see because I've now sewn it on. But I tell you, I have a tendency to sew the corner pieces on first to stabilize it. You probably see a little bit of the white from the iron-on backing. And then I just went around with this is all hand sewn, with a black thread, because I thought it would look good with the red and match the pattern, and here we are. Now I have some other patches that I've sewn on. Everything I've done has been hand sewn. Picked colors that I thought would work particularly well. So you can just see what it looks like on the inside. Arm patch. And the back patch. This also happens to be a Levi. This is the patch on the back. This is just a blue with stripes down the arms. The new one I have, which the Mando patch will go on to, is a gray jean jacket. And I was debating, I have a number of patches I'd like to make, so you'll see those coming soon. But I didn't know what to put on that jacket, and when I saw the Mando, the color scheme really worked for what I was looking for. So next, I'll show you the sewing. So I typically like to sew late at night or while I'm binge watching a show. Because of that, I neglected to get footage of me sewing the back patch onto the jacket. However, I do have one more step to show you guys. This is using a nail polish to seal the edges of the patch itself. Mostly this is to create an extra sealant around the edge so that the patch itself won't fray or rip as likely as if I just left the cloth material by itself. So now I'm just going to go around the patch with the nail polish. You don't need too much, but you do want to create a solid layer. I like to pay special attention to the corners especially, because I feel like these are the points that are going to be the most torn at or pulled at, might experience the greatest amount of potential fraying, and we don't want that. We want the patch to stay flush. we are all set. So here is my finished Mando back patch. I hope you guys like. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Also, let me know what you think down in the comments. Is there something you'd like to see or a particular design? I have a number of shirts that I plan to make into patches. However, I've kind of run out of materials like jackets or book bags to put the patches onto. I'm always interested to hear what people think. Maybe you want to collaborate on something, or if you want me to turn a shirt into a patch for you, don't hesitate to ask. As always, this is the Cat's Pajamas, and I hope you enjoyed. See you soon.